This podcast is brought to you by the Senior Techie, a source of information for seniors and others about technology. I want you to take a moment and just think back with me. Think about the old ritual of managing your money. I mean, the non-digital, pre-internet version. It involved writing out a check, finding an envelope, making sure you had a stamp.
Oh, and then the drive to the mailbox.
Exactly. Driving to the mailbox and then just sort of crossing your fingers that it all arrived on time. And if you had to go to the bank, that was a whole other thing. Parking, waiting in line, it was real-time sync.
It was. And that world, I mean, it still exists, of course. But what the Senior Techie research shows is that for almost every one of those routine tasks, that whole ritual is now. Well, it's pretty much optional. The great thing is that this technology, online banking, it's mature now. It's been around long enough that the interfaces, how it looks on the screen, are vastly improved. Banks finally get that not every user is young, and they've worked to make it logical.
And the pandemic really pushed things forward, didn't it?
It really did. Branches had limited hours, and people who had been skeptical for years suddenly had to try it. And what the Senior Techie found was that those users, they almost all realized it was way simpler than they'd feared.
So our goal today is to give you a really detailed look at how switching to digital banking doesn't just replace those old steps. It actively saves you time, it increases your security, and maybe most importantly, it puts you back in complete control of your finances. Okay, let's unpack this a bit. Let's start with the most obvious benefit, the one people just accept as normal: saving time.
The time calculation here is truly eye-opening. The Senior Techie broke it down into what they call the hidden cost of traditional banking. Just think about a typical trip to a branch. You've got, say, 15 minutes driving there, 5 minutes parking, maybe 10 minutes in line.
Especially around lunchtime.
Oh, absolutely. And then the drive home. That whole process, for something as simple as cashing a check, can easily eat up 45 minutes of your day.
45 minutes. And that's not even counting the mental energy. I mean, compare that trip to the hassle of calling the bank. You know the drill. Navigating the automated menus.
Press 1 for English.
Right. Entering your account number twice, waiting on hold, just to ask a simple question like, did my Social Security deposit arrive? With online banking, that information is just there, instantly.
And the flexibility is huge. Banks are open when you're busy. Online banking works at 10 o'clock at night when you suddenly remember the electric bill. It's on your schedule, not theirs.
And speaking of instant, we really have to talk about one specific feature that is just a game changer for so many people, especially if you get small checks, like a little refund or a birthday check from a grandchild.
You're talking about mobile deposit. And the Senior Techie still calls it amazing for a reason. This is the feature that lets you deposit a check just by taking a picture of it with your phone.
This is where it really hits home. Say you get a $12 refund check from your insurance company. You're not going to waste $5 in gas and 45 minutes to go deposit that.
Exactly. You just snap a picture of the front and back right from your kitchen table, and it's done. It completely eliminates those little trips to the bank. It's a true game changer.
So we've saved maybe 45 minutes, which is great. But I think most people believe online banking is really just for checking your balance. The Senior Techie says that's barely scratching the surface.
Not even close. What you can really do is all about money movement and control. So, for starters, you can transfer funds instantly between your own accounts, even if they're at different banks.
Oh, that's useful.
It's incredibly useful. You can also send money to family or friends, and crucially, you can set up automatic transfers. Move a set amount to savings every month without even thinking about it.
And then there's the big one, bill management. This is what eliminates that panic of, oh no, I forgot to mail the check and now it's Saturday. You can make all your utilities, credit cards, everything from one place. But here's a question I get a lot. Doesn't setting up automatic bill pay mean I lose control? What if a bill looks too high and I want to stop it?
That's a great question, and it gets to the heart of it. You actually have more control. You can schedule payments weeks or months in advance, so you have plenty of time to look them over. Or yes, you can set up recurring payments for fixed things like your mortgage. But here's the key. You can log in and stop or change any of those payments with just a couple of clicks right up until the bank processes it. Plus, the system remembers all your payees, so you're not typing in addresses every time.
The relief from that is just huge. No more worrying if an envelope got lost or if you're going to get hit with a late fee.
And the Senior Techie pointed out a fantastic detail. Let's say you pay a small local company that doesn't take electronic payments. Many banks will actually print and mail a physical check for you on your behalf.
Really?
Yes. So you get the convenience of scheduling it online, and the bank handles the old school paper part. It's completely seamless.
Okay, let's pivot to the topic that keeps a lot of people away: security. It's understandable to be worried, but the senior techie points out a real irony here.
They do. The irony is that banking online often gives you better protection than the old methods, especially against modern fraud. It all comes down to the built-in safety features. When we say encrypted connections, that just means your data is scrambled into nonsense before it's sent. So even if someone intercepted it, it would be useless to them.
And you mentioned two-factor authentication before. That's the thing with the codes, right?
That's it. It just means logging in requires your password and a temporary code they text to your phone. It's like having a second digital key that only works once. It's a tiny extra step that makes a huge difference.
The thing that really flipped it for me was realizing that online banking gives you better protection than waiting for a paper statement.
It's all about speed. You can set up instant alerts for any unusual activity, and, this is critical, you can instantly freeze your debit card from the app if you lose it. You lock it before anyone can use it without having to call the bank and go through that whole process.
So instead of finding out about fraud 3 weeks later when your statement arrives in the mail,
You can spot it within minutes, and catching it that fast makes getting your money back much, much easier.
and what about all that paper? The filing cabinet's full of old statements.
Gone! That's the other part of this. Online banking keeps years of your history right there, and it's searchable. So come tax time, you don't have to dig through a shoebox. You can just download the whole year's statements or search for, say, that payment you made to a contractor last summer.
And you can see the image of the clear check, right?
Often, yes. You can see the actual check image, and some banks even let you add your own notes to transactions, so you'll remember what that mysterious $35 charge was for.
What stands out here, I think, for our audience is how much effort banks are putting into accessibility, for people with vision or dexterity challenges.
They really are. Screen reader compatibility is pretty much standard now, so the system can read your balance out loud. Most apps have high contrast modes to make things easier to see, and you can adjust the font size, and it will remember your setting.
What about for people who have trouble with small keyboards?
Two great features. Voice commands, where you can literally say, "Show me my checking balance," and it works. And also fingerprint or face recognition, which completely gets rid of typing those long, complicated passwords.
So if this is all sounding pretty good, but you're still a little nervous, getting started isn't hard, right? The senior techie research was very clear on this.
Not at all.
Hmm.
Banks want you to use these services, so they're very motivated to help you. You can call them and they'll walk you through it, or you can go into a branch and have someone set it up with you right there. You don't have to do it alone.
And there's a specific strategy for new users, isn't there?
Yes, the start small strategy. You don't have to learn everything at once. Day one, your only goal is to log in and check your balance. That's a win.
That's it.
That's it. The next time, maybe you look at your recent transactions. The week after that, you try scheduling just one low-stress bill payment. The first few times will feel a little awkward, that's normal, but by the 10th time, it'll be second nature.
It's also important to say this doesn't replace everything.
No, absolutely not. It's about convenience. You still need to go to a branch for cash deposits or to get a document notarized. And for a really complex problem, talking to a person is still best. This just saves the branch visits for the things that actually require one.
And the real benefit here, the one the senior techie really emphasizes, is independence. It's autonomy. Online banking means you aren't dependent on someone else to drive you to the bank or help mail your bills. It doesn't matter what the weather is like or if you're not feeling up to going out. That control, that is just invaluable.
It really is. So if you haven't made the switch, I'd encourage you to just try it. Call your bank, visit a branch, or look on their website. They'll help you get started. And then just decide what feels more comfortable for you, the computer screen or the app on your phone. Give yourself a month with that start small strategy. The convenience will speak for itself.
And building on that idea of autonomy, just consider how much less stressful life could be if you knew, for a fact, that all your bills were paid on time, every time, without you ever leaving your favorite chair. What will you do with the 45 minutes you save next month? This podcast was brought to you by The Senior Techie. It's available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Spotify. If you'd like to keep up with our newsletters, you can subscribe for free by going to theseniortechie.com.